Okay, this is a homework help video for Math 3, Honors Math 3 Supplement Packet, Unit 3, Worksheet 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at question number 1. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find, we'll make sure it's factored. So number 1 it's already factored, so I don't need to do anything with that. And so then I want to find my x-intercepts. So my roots are my x-intercepts. So I know for this factor, x would equal 1. And then here, x equals 2. And then here, x equals 4. So then I want to set up a number line. So this is like my x-axis number line. So x is 1, 2, and 4. And this doesn't have to be to scale. And so for here, I just want to make sure my numbers are in order from smallest to largest. So 1 comes before 2, which comes before 4. So then I want to just test each interval to see is it positive or negative when I substitute it into here. So I'm going to choose a number smaller than 1, so I'm going to choose 0. And then I'm going to substitute it in. So then I have, if I let x equals 0, I would get 0 minus 1. And then let x equal 0 here, so 0 minus 2. And then let x equal 0 here, so 0 minus 4. And so when I look at that, I know that this would give me negative 1, but I don't care that it's negative 1, I just care that it's negative. And then 0 minus 2 is negative 2, so again I just care that it's negative. And then 0 minus 4 is negative 4, and again I just care that it's negative. So when I multiply 3 negatives together, I would get a negative answer. So I know that no matter what number I substitute in smaller than 1, I would always get a negative value. So then if I look at a number between 1 and 2, so say 1.5 or 1.5, then I'm going to replace x with 1.5. So if I do 1.5 minus 1, and then 1.5 minus 2, and then 1.5 minus 4. So that would give me a positive 1/2, so a positive number. This would give me negative 1/2, so negative. And then this would give me like negative 2.5, so negative. So a positive times a negative is a positive number. Okay? And then that means any number I pick between 1 and 2, I'll get a positive number. So now I'm going to pick a number between 2 and 4, so let's say 3. So I'm not going to substitute it in, I'm just going to do it in my head now. So 3 minus 1 is 2, so that's positive. 3 minus 2 is 1, so that's positive. And then 3 minus 4 is negative 1, so negative. So when I multiply all those together, I'll get a negative number. And then one more, so let's choose 5. So if I choose 5, I'll get 5 minus 1 is positive. 5 minus 2 is positive. And 5 minus 4 is positive. So when I multiply 3 positives together, I'll get a positive. Okay? So the other thing I want to kind of think about is as soon as I know the first one, I kind of know the rest. Because I know that the multiplicity here is 1, 1, and 1. So none of these are bounces, right? Because these are all powers of 1. So if the graph starts below, that's the negative, right? Then that means it's going to pass through 1, go above, so it'll switch to positive. This is a pass-through, so it'll go through below and then be negative, and then back up through 4 and positive. So as soon as I know the first one, I really know all the rest. So now I want to see the intervals where where this equation is greater than 0. So that means now I'm looking for positive intervals. So that would be here and here. Okay. So then my solution would be from 1 to 2, parentheses on both because I can't be equal, and then again from 4 to infinity. Okay? Alright, let's take a look at another one. So I'm going to flip to the back side. Okay. And then we're going to take a look at question number 7. Okay? So I want this to equal 0, so I'm going to move the 13x squared to the other side. And then leave the 36 where it's at. So I want to factor this, so that'll be x squared and then negative 4 and negative 9. Okay. And then I'm going to factor that again one more time. So plus 2 minus 2 plus 3 minus 3. So then my roots are going to be negative 2, 2, negative 3, and positive 3. And then I'm going to go in order. So my smallest is negative 3, negative 2, and then 2, and then 3. Okay, so I'm going to pick a number smaller than negative 3, so say negative 4. And then when I substitute it in, negative 4 plus 2 is a negative number. Negative 4 minus 2 is a negative number. Negative 4 plus 3 is a negative number. And then negative 4 minus 3 is a negative number. So that would be a positive times a positive. Okay, so none of these are squared, so none of these are bounces. So that means it's going to pass through. So it's going to go from above to a below to above to below to above. Okay, so if I understand the graphing, I don't need to substitute in each interval. I just need to substitute in to get started. And so now I want to know when am I less than or equal to 0. So that would be all the sections I'm negative, so here and here. And so then that would be from negative 3 to negative 2. And then because it's underlined, so equal, I would use bracket. And then again, from 2 to 3. All right, that's it.